Hello guys, it is that panda again. I'm here again with another video, and today we are going to be going through some more G3 drama, some of the battling, all of just what happened, and I will go explaining it and explain some things I had issues with, just all in all, right? So first off, I want to say, my last video was pretty lackluster, but hopefully this video will make up for it. But all in all, you guys are going to see. I wanted to first mention, I don't know if you guys noticed that tower that dropped in the beginning, but I'm so sorry, Doom, but why? Why was a tower placed there? These guys messed up literally dropping a tower. So basically I had went to sleep and I had woken up and Doom had gotten pushed off and kind of been cut. They had been cut from their route by helipad, and I was pretty far a ways away, right? So what I did was I marched a group of accounts over there and I camped for like half a day, just holding their towers, helping them reconnect, and then they dropped a tower to start building along 90S stuff to cut them off. And I want to say, Doom literally dropped a tower that could have connected to two towers and put more pressure on 90S, but they dropped one that only connected to one tower, and then that just wasted way more time than we actually needed to. But yeah, I just kind of wanted to mention that because that tower drop actually pissed me off for like the longest time during Highland. Next, I want to mention this tower that Boone was dropping. So I think that Boone was building towards Fox's. I guess they're level 7 and they were going to try to put pressure on Fox, but they ended up getting pressured and pushed back. But all in all, Boone was basically building this tower and Fox didn't put enough pressure on it, I don't think, when it was building, because where this tower is at is really inconvenient for Boone to actually reinforce. Even if they teleported however many they could down here, it would have been an issue to reinforce. And you guys see, even here, after the tower is built, they can only get like 5 people to teleport exactly on the tower because it's right on the side of a mountain. I think that Fox did a lot of mistakes here. One, keeping the rally topped off was just a really big issue. I also think that the fact that they were running Peter and then Jin was very odd to me. I never really agree with running two siege heroes. That might just me being that just might just be a like in my head thing, but I've never really had very good thoughts on two siege heroes. I prefer running one siege hero and then one hero that specializes in something and then filling it with that, true specializer, right? Because I just don't feel that there's enough damage, or just there's just not enough being put out from that. And you guys will see a lot of decent numbers on Fox's side. And I do want to say the numbers could have been way better. I think that Fox, although they were really trying to pressure this, they were just wasting too many troops. This isn't a speed. Like, they're not speed running this. There's plenty of time left in Island, and they could always, push them back whenever they needed. So I think that Fox really should have reset their rally at some point. When their rally got under like 1 million troops, they definitely should have reset. They were still trading positive. It was an issue for Boone to keep reinforcing this as well, so they might have been feeling like they had to do it, right? But even then, it was really stressful just to spectate this. They were winning in trades number wise for the most part, I think, but I think they ended up trading negative for probably the factor that they were just not full on a rally, right? It really icked me out. I feel these guys definitely should have canceled. Like, you guys can see how small the rally gets at some points. And it's just an issue when you can't maintain field control, keep that rally full. I think you just have to cancel it, reset the rally, and keep rerunning the rally until you guys feel satisfied, have good trades, whatever it might be. I also want to say that Vin was holding for these guys, and right after Fox canceled the rally, Vin ended up having a rally that launched on Boone's towers, and I think it was a little too late. They tried holding the rally on, but I think the second they saw Fox's rally cancel, these guys should have given it up, because they weren't going to have enough pressure on Fox's end to kind of keep them spread into too many areas, And then I think Fox also gets rallied by 9AS in a different area, trying to split them up into, keeping this rally full as well as just holding their own tower. And like I said, guys, time is not against us. We have more than enough time. I think that Fox and Vin combined over here were more than enough pressure to kind of just put these guys out of commission. They wouldn't have had enough troops to kind of manage for too long. So I think that, just rushing and feeling like you have to push them off fast is always really bad concept to have, unless it's like one day left, or you just start running out of time and you just think, maybe they have too many troops to burn through in so many days. I just feel that, it's a time game and you don't have to feel pressured. And I also see this from Doom a lot, where they start swarming or just even rallying towers they didn't need to rally or swarm, and they took insanely bad trades, and it only made our job harder in the long run, right? Like, don't play for the don't play for the sprint, play for the jog. That's all I can say. It just made no sense seeing Doom do tower swarms that I was watching the trades on those tower swarms, watching them even rally towers that I constantly was trying to say, do not rally, because we didn't need rallies running on stuff when all they had to do was constantly spread these guys into too many towers. Also, I don't know if you guys saw that, but the rally finally like broke and lost. You do not want to run a rally until it like dies. That is just painful. You start taking really bad trades when it gets too small, and it just makes no sense. But yeah, I mean, oh yeah, this is where Boone gets pressured from Vin. But by the time this happened, they were already, the Fox rally already had been dead. So it just made no point. It was no point for them to keep this going, especially with the trades they were getting. They also were running Hank and Peter, which, I mean, dude, I've gotten to this point where I just do not like running two siege heroes in one rally. It just is never ideal, and I've never really seen. I feel like the trades are always worse than if you ran, like, for example, Hank and Lewis or Hank and Adut, where you have a specializer troop type instead of trying to fill all these other troop types. Also, right here is a good example. These guys are rallying this tower. I said, why? I was just thinking, why are you doing this? These guys have tier 6 tech. Doom had no players at the time with tier 6 tech. They're trying to keep a rally running. And okay, if you're going to rally, fair is fair. But why are you swarming and probably trading 1 for 10 against, like I said, tier 6 tech? You're fighting tier 5 and even some tier 4 players probably swarming that with against tier 6 tech. It just makes no sense. And there's so many 9AS players here that these guys can just keep reinforcing as long as they need. There's not enough Doom players to keep this rally full, and it just makes zero sense. Also, I don't know if you guys noticed my marches over that tower. I was trying to block reinforcements from being able to tap on this thing, but you guys get my point. This just made no sense, and it was really aggravating me. I'm sitting here for hours, right? I'm sitting here for hours, and I don't want to see these big mistakes, especially when I'm constantly spamming in chat, cancel the rally, don't rally, why are you rallying? They were taking insanely bad trades, and like I said, you aren't playing for you're playing for the long run. You're not trying to get them out now. They have plenty of troops to burn throughout the whole event. It just makes zero sense that these guys are feeling them like rushed. There's no rush. Keep building along their towers, spread their garrison captains, and wait until you find someone who's too weak to actually properly defend. And that does eventually happen, where, their tier 6 players are defending on Fox's end, they're defending on our end, and then you don't have proper garrison captains in every single tower, and then all Doom has to do is swarm or rally the tower with the, wrong player in charge, the tier 5 or the tier 4 player who's garrison captain, right? You guys get my point, though. So I don't know why Fluke was rallying this thing. That was like 50 million might or 40 million might. Not the best technology. And you're sending a rally against high tier 5 players. I don't know, like maybe a 80, 90 million player, whatever it might have been. It just didn't make much sense to me that they had that as rally captain or rally leader when they had tier 6 tech. I don't know. All in all, it just wasn't making much sense. I hated to see swarms, by the way. I know I mentioned that, but why? Why were these guys swarming? It just hurt me so much. Also, I kept trying to help Doom, but honestly, Doom being on the field here was really counterproductive for me because I could not, I was on my PC and I have to put all the marches look really small. I don't know if anybody tries strategy mode, but strategy mode basically, makes every march just heroes. You don't see the troops really on the marches. You just see heroes, and it's so hard to click on marches without, trying to actually make sure I'm clicking on 9AS and not clicking on Doom players. But yeah, I sat out here for hours and hours just basically bodyguarding these towers for Doom. They were our allies, and I do want to mention that I do play with Doom on another account, right? So obviously I am more bound to just helping them out. So we ended up building some towers. They destroyed some towers so we could get through, and we basically built over and helped them fend off 9AS, eventually pushing them back to helipad. Though I will save that for another video or whatever, where we kind of show us pushing them back and all that. But yeah, you guys get the point. I was really unsatisfied with the results. This was the one situation that tower swarming made sense. The rally, the garrison captain was weak. It was also Cynthia, meaning that was a single target hero. You have no counter damage really coming out from this. You have no AoE, whatever it might have been, right? You were basically hitting. Ray Grow is more of a proper choice here, but it was already too late, and they were just panic swapping captains. But yeah, you guys get my point. I think that Cynthia and stuff are one of the worst heroes that you can use for maybe defending against a swarm, for example, or any hero that doesn't have counter damage or counter damage skills, or even like AoE like Lewis. You just really are getting like destroyed because I mean you guys kind of get the point, right? um but there's no counter damage, and they're single target heroes, so any damage that any other marches are taking are just going to be counter damage. It's just really not efficient. And also, just like I said, the garrison captain was weak, so that swarm made sense. And then after that tower burn, finally these guys started getting pushed back. We started dropping bases. I will say this is a mix of one, just wanting points, and two, I don't want these guys holding no freaking towers on me. Later on, like I don't want these guys playing garrison mode. I want to get rid of these troops as soon as possible. Get them out of the way. This is gonna be a few long days of fighting, and I am not ready for it. I literally woke up. I didn't get to eat. I had to freaking fight. I had to fight right out of my bed. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like I'm complaining a lot in this video. I just feel so many mistakes were made that could be corrected. And I do hope this video kind of helps people just make more mindful decisions when doing stuff like this. Like Doom was not in a advantageous spot. I will kind of give an example. So Doom is, I think, 5 billion right now. At the time, maybe 4.7 billion. 98S was 3.3 billion. But the thing is, Doom has 0 tier 6 players, or had at the time, because my account there wasn't in the alliance, and that's the only tier 6 account they had. But it wasn't in the alliance. They had no tier 6 tech. So rallying directly on really strong towers, at least if we're not double rallying or something, just isn't worth it. So I kind of made that known. And I feel some people just weren't listening. They were running tower rallies, and it was very painful. And these guys have stronger tech. They're going to be taking better trades. So even if they have less might, all these like players with less troops and stuff can just keep filling, take better trades on the towers, and burn out Doom. And probably trade, one alliance for one alliance. Probably could have beat Doom in this situation because Doom was playing so reckless. I also want to mention that I don't think they set a single rally that wasn't like Peter and Hank, or Hank and Peter. You could argue that it's not the worst. And, I would say that isn't the worst, like, rally captains that you could be running. But I definitely think that these guys could have been running better captains on that. I don't think that Peter and Hank are the best captains. And I will always say this because if you're running 2 siege heroes, I just have this weird feeling. I don't have any evidence to back it, but I've never felt like the damage output of 2 siege heroes together is really enough. But yeah, now you see us dropping more bases. I think more towers were finally getting burnt. These guys were finally getting pushed back. And I actually had planned to leave these guys alone. But, they freaking built a tower on us. I don't know, guys. There's so much to explain. And I will leave that to another video. This video is coming to an end. So, yeah, but video is coming to an end. So I will kind of close it off there. And just to say, I thank you guys for watching as always. About 30 seconds left, so I will let you guys just contemplate in silence at how good or bad this video was. Because honestly, I just blabbed my butt off. And you know what? You guys seem to enjoy that. So, you guys have a good day. And I hope you guys look forward to the next one. Peace out.